Hey everyone, welcome to Taste Different Gaming Appetizers. What are we talking about tonight? Ubisoft is back in the news. Their 2026 has come and they decided let's lay off people. So Ubisoft proposes to lay off 55 employees at Avatar Frontier of Pandora developer Massive Entertainment. So last week Ubisoft made headlines when it shut down its Halifax studio, which not only put 71 developers out of a job, but those developers just had unionized 2 days prior. So Ubisoft said, no union for you. Today, Ubisoft is continuing the trend by proposing to lay off even more people, this time at its subsidiaries Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft Stockholm. According to a statement provided by IGN, the restructuring would impact approximately 55 workers at the two Swedish studios, but the timeline of this restructuring is unclear. Ubisoft also claims that long-term direction for the studios remains unchanged and doesn't suggest that any ongoing projects such as the development of Division 3 will be impacted. However, they did say that Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be impacted. So sorry, Pat. That was a joke. They didn't say that.
Oh, Pat's crying on the inside.
It'll never come out. Earlier today, we informed all employees at our Swedish studio, Massive Entertainment Ubisoft Stockholm, about a proposed organizational restructure that may affect approximately 55 roles across Malmö and Stockholm, Ubisoft said in a statement passed to IGN. This restructure follows the completion of the voluntary leave program launched in the fall of 2025 and finalized long-term roadmap and a completed staffing and appointment process, which together have provided clear visibility into the structure and capacity required to support the two studios' work and sustainability over time. These proposed changes are forward-looking and structural. They are not related to individual performance, recent deliveries, or the quality of the work produced by the teams. The long-term direction for the studios remains unchanged, and we will continue to serve as a global home and lead for the Division franchise. Move forward with an unannounced initiative tech project with a refined team setup and play a central role in development of Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect. The proposed restructuring will begin with a focus on individual agreements, and impacted employees are being informed directly and supported with care and respect in line with local regulations. As stated, this news follows a voluntary leave program at Massive that began last October, allowing employees that might potentially be laid off to do so on their own terms. The announcement of further layoffs suggests Ubisoft wasn't satisfied with the number of people, if any, who took the offer. Not enough. Known for developing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora in 2023 and Star Wars Outlaws in 2024, Massive has been one of Ubisoft's most prolific subsidiaries in recent years. All of this on top of Massive's work developing and maintaining Division 2, which has had an expansion as recently as last year. And they also did something where it's like one shot, one kill, like the enemies are no longer sponges in the game now. Anyway, the Division 2 survivors and added survival extraction mode, the Division Resurgence, a mobile entry into the series, and the Division 3. So that mobile series has been talked about forever. No.
Lost me at mobile.
Yeah. So anyway, let me stop sharing this. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Shane, what do you think? You tell me. You tell me what you think.
Well, they can suck buttholes in hell. They said the union had nothing to do with their termination, which is everybody knows is a load of crap. But the whole, I'm tired of all the layoffs. It's ridiculous. It's continuous and constant. And that's, global. It's not just the gaming industry, but it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. People are being forced out of jobs due to AI because everybody's trying to push AI to do work of certain people in certain positions. And it's horrendous. But but no, the union was fired because they were union, plain and simple. That's not something they're going to lie their way through. But as just a purely as just a gamer's standpoint, this sucks. Division 3 is kind of look forward to. We all enjoy it. The first two, especially you guys. Beyond Good and Evil 2, I mean, it's dead in the water. That just, it's just another tragedy in this whole thing. Ubisoft has just become such a notoriously bad company. Notoriously, just everything they do seems to be against what gamers want. Everything they do is chosen purely for a financial reason that gamers don't want. We don't want loot boxes. We don't want blockchains. We don't want any of that crap. We want a solid game. We want great gameplay. We want great story. I hope Beyond Good and Evil 2 isn't dead because I love the first one. We bust Pat's nuts about it because, he's a massive fan and he's dying for the second one. But so am I. I really want to play it. But these games are going to be more and more impacted the more and more they try to get out of things to make them financially easier or to make more of a financial gain. When you're firing people to save money, you're going to hurt your product. When you're firing people trying to implement untested AI, attributes and things like that, you're just going to get crap. And not to mention, I hope I'm not the only one, but most gamers want our games to be developed by a person. We want the passion. We want, that uniqueness. We want those things. Ubisoft is failing on that in every front. Ubisoft is they're the Square Enix of the Square Enix times. I mean, they're just horrible. And it breaks my heart because it used to be Ubisoft equal great games coming up. Now it's Ubisoft. What are they screwing up? So I don't know. I mean, I could go on and on and on and rant and rave about some of the decisions they've made and try to explain how I feel when they push games back or they just don't do games that the gamers truly want. Splinter Cell. Everybody's been dying for a Splinter Cell, but we don't want some mobile game. We don't want some MMO. We don't want some, live service thing, multiplayer. Great. The Mercs versus Spies. Awesome. Great fun. Co-op. Sure. Great, solid Sam Fisher espionage game. That's what we want. But we're not getting nothing but, garbage money making milk toast. So, yeah, so that upsets me, and Ubisoft can, kiss my ass for lying about why they fired the union team. So, Pat, what do you think, bud? What does Rick and Morty think about Ubisoft? I just love that shirt.
Rick doesn't give a shit, so.
No, but Morty does.
Morty only cares about Mortys.
Mortys
only care about Mortys. I don't know. They'd have I don't know how long they've been trying to unionize, but I guess Ubisoft did their voluntary layoffs back in October, right? And from what I read, it was actually a pretty good offer. If you thought you were going to get laid off, it was a huge severance package and job placement assistance and shit. And I'm like, man, if you were on a PIP or something at work, it was take the severance, right? Because they're probably going to get rid of you. Or if you were, you thought your job was in line, your elimination. So I don't know. I don't know how long the union, they would have a hard time blaming it on the unionization if the unionization talks were not happening before October. But I don't know. It does seem retaliatory, but it's hard to say, right? Ubisoft was trying to get, from the way the article reads, is they weren't happy with the number of people who took the voluntary layoffs. So they were like, now we're going to force you to go and you don't get as good of a package, severance package. It always sucks to see people go. 55 people are going to be gone from there, possibly, it says. But Ubisoft has been swirling the drain for a little while. It's funny that they bring up all this stuff. They just started talking about Division 3, right? Division 3 is not supposed to be out until sometime in 2028, now probably 2029, So, and yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2, that'll be out next year. Next year in an alternate universe.
Yep. They're going to have a whole Skull and Bones package to go with it.
Yeah. You guys just haters. I enjoyed that game. I had fun with it. You guys did not. You guys abandoned me on that one.
I didn't want to be a boat.
That's all right. I'm used to being the third wheel, So.
Yeah, but you do like to hold the camera for us.
I'm the camera guy. But yeah, so I mean, I feel bad for these people. And anytime there's layoffs, the gaming industry in a whole is just layoff after layoff. It just surprises. I don't know if it's the word surprises me. In the video game market, I could say yes, it does surprise me because of how well video games are still selling. But at the same time, I think gamers have price fatigue in the gaming industry. Like, shit's just wildly expensive in the gaming industry. Like $80 games, are the new norm, are trying to be the new norm. You can't really afford to build a new computer because of the memory shortage and the GPU, things like that. And then Microsoft raised their console prices twice in a year, and now everybody else is threatening to raise their price. Sony raised once, the Switch maybe raising theirs. And then when they're talking about next gen, the next Steam machine is like going to be PC priced, which means say hello to $1,000 piece of equipment, probably. And next gen consoles are big iffy. With Microsoft wanting to get out of the market, they're not going to be priced competitively next year.
Sorry, Pat, wasn't Microsoft and Sony's top played games on their individual consoles, weren't they the exact same games from 2024?
I think I saw
I'm trying to find it, and I thought I saw something like that.
I think what I saw an article that said most played games of like Xbox and PlayStation were like older games, not new releases.
Yeah, like
right?
Minecraft and crap.
According to Game Rant,
of course,
the most played games in 2025 were Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Roblox, and Minecraft. That was on PlayStation in 2025. And in 2024, Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Roblox, and Minecraft. Was Minecraft on PlayStation 2024?
Oh, yeah. Man. Minecraft's been on everything
for on PlayStation for a while.
20 years.
So, like, the last 2 years, the most played games are games that have been out for a while. And that kind of goes in line with what I'm seeing. Like, Xbox did not do like the little, I can't remember what they called it, but the year-in review, like the others do. I always do my year-in review at Steam, and Xbox did one last year, but they were like, oh, we didn't put it in the marketing budget this year, whatever the fuck that means. They didn't want to waste any money. Yeah. But I did my own Steam one, and it was like, your most played game was not a new game this year. It was an older game. And I think it said something like 78% of all players, most played games was not a brand new title, and I'm like, oh, so I'm in with the norm now again with what I'm playing, because new games, I just have to wait for them to go on sale a lot of times. I'm not spending $80 for a game. As much as I would, there's a lot of games I would love to play. I'm just not doing it. I really want to play Death Stranding. Have not played it yet because I'm waiting for it to go on sale, or I'm really waiting for it to come out on PC and then go on sale there. So it'll probably be another year before I even get to play that. But it used to be up until probably last year, probably be honest, I was buying new games like left and right. I was like, oh yeah, $60 games. Then they jumped to 70. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. And that 80, I'm like, I'm not, even though most games that came, I think most games that came out last year were not $80 games, but $80 games were a big no-no for me. I've still yet to play the last, my mind's going blank. Borderlands game. I have yet to play that one. There's quite a few games from last year that I've yet to play just because I'm fatigued. I'm price fatigued on games. I'm like, economy is not doing the best to you. The way inflation was going in the previous couple of years just chipped away at earnings, and raises just not have kept up. But everything else is going up. Cost of food, cost of gas, cost of everything has gone up. And then so that means my gaming budget is shrunk. And while gaming companies want more out of me, I have less money to give them. So I'm sticking to a lot. I'll be honest with you. I've shifted away from playing on my consoles and moved more towards my PC. But now that I'm trying to build, I was looking at building a new PC this year. And typically the way I build a PC is I spread it out over, the 6 months or whatever. I'll buy components, like I'll buy a case, buy a motherboard, and then I buy a processor, and I start piecing it together that way. Spread it out over a little bit of time. That way I could spend a couple of grand and it really doesn't hurt. This year it was more than a couple of grand. It was closer to $3,000, and I wasn't getting the components I wanted. And now the memory market tanked. Like a third of the cost of my PC was memory. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. And another third of it was going to cost for GPU. And I'm like, are you kidding me? For me to get like a 50, and now I'm not getting a 5070, I just am not, because they've basically stopped manufacturing because they blamed it on the memory shortage. So, I don't know. Ubisoft is making a lot of bad mistakes and choices, but they've also, those bad choices have, in my opinion, have led to less and less people buying their games. I did not buy the last Assassin's Creed when it came out. I don't know if either one of you did. I did finally catch it on a sale not too long ago. Played it. Highly disappointed in it still. It was boring. Same shit, just with samurai, ninja. Yeah. And I think I have a little bit of open world fatigue too with games that don't have a good story. So, I'm looking for more, I wouldn't say smaller games, but more story linear based games, not as much.
Exploring is probably the biggest thing.
I think I have I'm pretty sure, I'm diagnosed. I'm pretty sure I have a touch of OCD to some extent, because I have a shiny in those games, and I just get sidetracked. And before I know it, I've got 40 hours into the game, and I've done 2 of the main storyline quests and just did all the side BS. And then I'm just burnt out on the game, because the story wasn't involving enough for me to like pay attention to that. So I'm like, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. Next thing you know, you've explored the whole opening area, and you're like, okay, I haven't touched the story yet, but now I've overpowered the story because I'm over leveled and all this stuff. So, I don't know. Ubisoft just not making what I would consider great games. I was looking forward to the Division 3. I love the Division, the first Division. The second Division was meh, in my opinion. I load it up every now and then and play just for the end game stuff, but then even that's just repetitive, and I get bored and I move on. It's something else. So,
yeah, I was looking on Google, and Shadows is the out of sales. Now, granted, Shadows is the latest one, but from sales figures, Shadows has sold the least amount compared to other Assassin's Creed titles.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it go for as low as $30.
It sold 4.3 million. The last one that sold more than that was Mirage at 5 million.
Yeah. You know what makes that funny is there was a lot of hype for Shadows because samurais. I mean, come on, Assassin's Creed with samurais. I mean, that just screams, awesome, but people are burnt out, and I think Pat's absolutely right. People are burnt out on the open world, for one. People are burnt out with Assassin's Creed too, because it's just such a repetitive thing. They haven't done truly new, unique things in forever. The last one I truly, truly enjoyed was 2. Black Flag was a blast, but
Odyssey for me, I really, really enjoyed Odyssey.
Yeah, and you did really like Odyssey. I didn't care for it. Because it was the same milquetoast as the last 3, and I'm burnt out on it. Now I replayed Resident Evil 0, and I think that's what I want more of. Compact, A to B, little exploration, but a fantastic story, just concentrated gameplay. That's what I want. I don't want to spend hours leveling up in an open world, finding, the 50,000 golden, ducks, whatever the hell they're going to drop in this thing, just to hit my next, level boost. I'm done with that kind of stuff. I want solid. I want linear. I want just a game that's focused on the game, not the million little things you can put in the game. Final Fantasy 14, I've been playing. I'm not an MMO guy, but I finally sat down to do it, and I've been loving it. But that's the game that I want to play open world. That's the game that I want to play where I could run around and level up. That's the kind of game, because that's an MMO. It feels different than like Assassin's Creed. It feels different than those open world games like that. And I'm enjoying it. But as far as me sitting down, popping on the computer or the console, if it ain't going to be something like Final Fantasy 14, I want to play something focused. I want to play something that's somebody's put a lot of heart, passion, and time into. Not a game where, all right, this looks good. I like what you've done here, but let's open it up 200,000% and give me 1 million golden ducks out there and no storylines. Gotcha, boss. That's Ubisoft now. So Division 3 is going to be Assassin's Creed. There's going to be 50,000 Division ducks. That's just what they're going to be called, Division ducks. And it's going to be a piece of shit. And that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I found myself buying more, especially like last year, I feel like I bought a few high profile games, right, from big developers and stuff, but most of the games I think I bought and played, especially even going into this year, even though we just started this year, have been a lot of indie games or smaller studios.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up I was talking to the guys about Quarantine Zone, which is a smaller developer, right, and that's been a lot of fun. I've been playing Grimshire, which is a lot of fun. That's like a farming sim but with a dark tone. It's kind of neat. Like, the dark tone is basically a war's going on, and so the king has come and rationed your island of people, and you're the only farmer there, so you have to keep enough food for the civilians as well as the army that's trying to take your rations and stuff. So besides just like planting crops and stuff like that, you're trying to also regulate the food, so you make sure that everyone in town can eat as well as what's getting rationed by the army. So it's kind of a neat take on things.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah. But so a neat spin on like those farming sims, right? Because most of them you're in a farm and in a town and that's it, right? This has a kind of a unique spin. But I mean, like a lot of games like that, it's just, I want to play the bigger titles from the bigger, some of them. But I agree with Shane that, it's that fatigue of the same game over and over again. And also with Pat on just price, right? I mean, like a lot of the times it's just these games are way too expensive. And a lot of these indie titles and stuff are usually $20 or something like that. And most of the time they're really freaking good. And when they come out, they're usually like on Steam, there's like the first week or whatever, it's an early buy sale. So they're usually like a few dollars off, so you can buy them for even cheaper. And they're usually really cool games. So I always try to keep an eye out for like these just indie titles from, stuff that's coming up that's popular than these smaller titles. For one, they're cheaper. And usually I find that I get a lot more value out of those titles than some of the bigger ones, right? Some of the bigger ones from big studios and stuff, it's just, they put a lot of like production value into it, as far as like, all the lights and the, like a movie that puts a bunch of money into the lighting and the cosmetics.
Look at the shadows. Oh my God, look at the fish. Look at the fish.
But the story itself and the whole thing is just shit. But everything looks cool. But other than that, it's not a good game. Where these smaller studios, they don't have the money to put into all that, but yet they make a compelling story, and the atmosphere is really where they develop that title, right? And so the graphics may not be the best, but man, the gameplay is like top notch, right? So, and that's really what makes a game. Like, not every game has to have super pretty graphics to be good, right? I mean, everybody enjoys nice graphics, but that doesn't make a game good, right?
Everybody looks so real.
Yeah, we played a lot of games that look really nice, but they all, some of those, they look nice, but they are shit, right? They're not good. Played plenty of those. And I've played some games that look really good and are really good. So, it's
played some games that don't look very good, but are good,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Was that Blueprints? That one is just the funnest little game.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but it's just a fun game. It was thought out. It was interesting, and it was a great consumption of my time.
Right.
You never felt like you wasted $30, $60, $50, whatever the price of the thing was, but when you buy like Assassin's Creed Shadows, I mean, even at a $30 discount, it
wasn't worth it. I was trying to look and see how much time I put into it, but I can't even. There it is. So what did I put into it? I have put a total of 88 minutes into it. So
wow.
Like an hour and a half.
You're still in the refund.
You haven't even hit the title screen.
And I was like, I was so bored with it. By the time I got to that point, I'm just like, I'm so bored with it. And I'll be honest, I bought Ghost of Tsushima 2. I mean, I put time into that one, but I was still like, it didn't feel like as good as the first one.
I want to play it so bad, but I'm scared of being burnt on it because of what Pat has said, and I've heard some other things that and God, Ghost of Tsushima was so freaking good, so amazing.
Ghost of Yotai was just not as good, and I trying to find how many hours I put into it, but I mean, I've gotten pretty far in it, but at the same time, I was just waiting for the where's it at? When am I going to get to the part where it gets like super fun, right?
Yeah.
So,
let me ask you something real quick before we go, because we are running long.
No.
Is there any game in the next 3 months besides Resident Evil that you're looking forward to? I mean, just jumps in the top of your head right now. You don't have to look up. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to Google.
You put me on the spot, so I don't even know what's coming out.
Exactly.
Besides Resident Evil.
Exactly.
And that's only because they just, we were just talking about it because they just put a video on it. So,
but that's the only one that can come up in my head, even in the next 6 months.
Oh,
nothing screams at me right now, except for Resident Evil 9. I mean, and that's a me thing, of course, because my tastes are varied, but I don't feel the hype for any big games this year. Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out or not, I've lost a lot of the hype I felt for it,
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, even with Grand Theft Auto, right? I've lost a lot of the hype for it. Like, I'll play it, depending on. I mean, I might wait till it comes to PC, which is not coming to PC initially, so it might be a while before I play it. But like, I'm interested in playing GTA, but like, as much as from its announcement to as many times it's been delayed and stuff at this point, like, it's like, for me personally, from Rockstar, it's like, okay, as many times you've delayed it, which I think they've delayed like twice, but as long as, or 3 times. Yeah. So as long as it's been in development and as many times they've delayed it and stuff like that, like, I've lost interest in your game. Not that I don't want to play it. I don't, until it comes out and it's on the shelf and I can go pick it up and play it. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, stop talking about it. Don't tell me about it. Delay it all you want. Like, at this point, I don't care.
Yep.
Because the interest I had for it is gone. Right. Until it comes out on the store shelves. Like, I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Yep.
So, but that's just where I'm at on that.
That's why it should be a federal law. No video game should be announced sooner than 9 months before release.
Yeah, well, it's like, I hate when it's like, even like the new Fable, right? I mean, that was shown off like freaking forever ago. Yeah. And I was trying to think.
We were supposed to already have that one, right? It got delayed.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's just like, I think they stopped talking. I think we're supposed to get the remake before the next one, right? Are they
I think so.
The new Xbox Showcase is supposed to have a Fable portion to it. Supposed to,
Supposed to.
cokehead air quotes.
I mean, right now, like looking at game releases, there's not. I mean, there's some that I'm interested in, but I don't know. All of these games that I'm interested in, I don't think I will. More than likely, probably won't pick up day one, right? Yeah. Probably till later on, because I know they're going to be more expensive. Like, Nioh 3. I want Nioh 3, but I know it's going to be like a $70 game probably. So I'll probably wait on Nioh.
Yeah. What's driving me nuts now though is like if you're playing PC, obviously, and even on console to some extent, everything that's coming out seems like it's just early access, and I'm sick and tired.
It is bad about that.
Because it seems like nowadays early access games, if it's something that's like good, it's in freaking early access for 5 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that there should be laws against that.
Like Star Citizen or 7 Days to Die. That game has been in early access for ever.
That one's 1.0 in 7 days 1.0.
I think it's still early access. I thought, or did it finally release?
I thought it released already, wasn't it? Maybe not. I don't know.
They're just releasing you from your money, is what they're doing.
It doesn't show early access.
Oh, it doesn't show it. Yeah, so they must have 1.0'd it.
Yeah, they G8'd it. But yeah, I mean, just stuff
finally.
Is. I think what I'm looking forward to, but I probably won't get it when it comes out. Day one is Code Vein 2. That comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too.
And see, I forgot about that one, but that one
won't pick that up either because it's going to be a higher priced one. I mean, I beat the first one,
and I figure Nick is super excited for Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, right?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, I figured you already pre-ordered that one.
I've asked that one for my birthday, so I'm not going to have to buy that one.
What you didn't ask us? Ask us to get it for you.
Get it for
ask us. Go ahead.
Okay.
Right
okay. Buy it for my birthday.
Fuck off.
Okay.
That's why I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing like there's nothing coming out that I can think of at least in the next 2 months that I just have to have. Like, I mean, I don't know, just nothing that I think there's. I mean, I'm not the diehard Resident Evil fan that you guys are, which will be out next month.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of games. There's some games coming out that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, they're not ones that I have to have. I mean, Solasta is coming out in March, but it's in early access as well.
And yeah, I'm done with early access games. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of getting early access games.
I think that shit should be illegal.
And then Pragmatic comes out in April.
I was looking forward to that Crimson Desert game just because it's an RPG. Looks pretty good. It's supposed to be just massive, but it could be freaking massively wide and a pond level deep, right?
Right.
It's mile wide and pond deep,
Yeah, we'll have to see on that one because it's the people that made Black Desert, right? Pearl Abyss.
Yes.
Yeah, Pearl Abyss.
So, I mean, I like Black Desert to an extent, that MMO, but I don't know. We'll have to see. And then that new 007 game comes out in May, which I don't know. That game's getting a lot of hype, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm really that hyped about it.
Okay, so just real quick on that, the gunplay looks fine. It's the hand-to-hand combat looks so generic to me. It's literally, Bond, stop it, hit you with the gun. I mean, that's the way it feels. The gunplay looks great, but yes, ma'am.
When was the last good 007 game you played?
64.
All right. There's been a lot of 007 games since then.
The Bourne Supremacy had better games than the Bond games.
I'm just saying. And the reason why I say that is because like several 007 games, James Bond games have come out since GoldenEye, and nothing has compared to what GoldenEye came out with back on the 64. So I don't have a lot of hope for the last or first light or whatever the hell it's called.
The developer, the Hitman developer.
How do we get off like
it's IO
Ubisoft in the game? Ubisoft into like upcoming games.
Because no one gives a shit about Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft can eat a Ubi dick. Anyways,
IO does make. I mean, Hitman's fun, right? So who knows? But I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope in that.
Nick is hopeless.
I'm hopeless. I like Hitman. I enjoy Hitman.
Do love some Hitman.
Hitman's fun.
All right, get us out of here because I'm going to start.
I'm taking
pooping
it
on
out.
Ubisoft.
Anyway, thanks for letting us watch you, for watching us. Thanks for you. Like and subscribe down below. Tell us what you know in the comments. See you next time.
See you.